Today what I want to run through with you guys is crate organization, setting up cue points, little tips in Serato, keyboard shortcuts, all that kind of stuff. Just a disclaimer, I'm using a MacBook Air and all I've ever used is Serato Scratch Live, and then now I'm on Serato DJ Pro, but I'm 99% sure that everything I'm going to talk about here is applicable to every kind of DJ software out there. So you'll be able to use this no matter if you're running Virtual DJ, Record Box, any of those programs should have these same features. So let's get into it. I'm just going to show you how I organize my music and my crate system. This is not the correct way to do it. This is just my way. So you guys take a look at it. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you don't. I'm not saying you got to do it this way, but it works for me. So from what I've heard, you're supposed to store your music in this music folder, and that makes it quicker for Serato to be able to search through all of your stuff. So that's just a little tip. So I have my Serato crates set up as files. So when I open this, you'll be able to see I pretty much do it all by genre. So I got, country, dancehall, EDM, everything's kind of by genre. I got holiday music here. And then what I've started doing recently, the music that I play the most of, I've gone in and I started doing subcrates of years. So I got some 90s hip hop, 2000s, and then my new stuff goes in this folder. Some of the ones I'll use subcrates, but I do it by subgenre. So like EDM, for example, mostly everything EDM I'm playing is house, but I have some of these other subcrates that I use. If I want to play a little bit of dubstep, I go to this folder. If I want to play some Jersey club, it's here, etc. So that's kind of how I have my music organized on my hard drive. So now let's open up Serato DJ Pro and look at getting that music into your software. All right, so here's Serato DJ Pro. Basically, if you look over here, my crates are the exact same. All I do when I'm organizing music is literally drag the folder from this window over onto my crates. So if I download a bunch of new music, I organize it into what folder or file I think it belongs in. And then let's say I downloaded a bunch of EDM and it's house music. So then I go and open up this subcrate on Serato and then just drag the house crate over, and that updates all the new music into Serato DJ Pro. All right, so now you got all your music in Serato DJ Pro. Let's talk about a big thing that some DJs forget to do, and it's really important, is analyzing your files. So up here, whenever you're not connected to your DJ controller or your mixer, you have this option right here to analyze files. And right next to it, this little settings icon, you can select a BPM range. So I keep mine at this 68 to 135 range. You can kind of change this up. But if you don't have that selected, you'll end up with some songs reading at 160 BPM when it's really 80 BPM. So if you set this, it'll keep it from getting all those crazy numbers, and it makes it a little easier to understand. Then all you do is click Analyze Files, and it will analyze and run through any music that doesn't have an analyze. This is really important if you're running SoundSwitch or some kind of lighting software, because SoundSwitch uses the beat grid information of the songs to run the light shows. So you really need to have all your songs analyzed in Serato before you can use a lighting software program like SoundSwitch. All right, let's run through a couple of little shortcuts and tricks that I use in Serato DJ Pro that I think you'll like. So up here in this window, if you click Help, you can literally click this Show Shortcut Keys, and it will show you every keyboard shortcut that you can use. And I would try to memorize as many of these as possible when you have time, because it will make your searching and playing music and pulling up stuff so much faster if you just use keyboard shortcuts. One that I use all the time and saves me a ton of time is Command F, and that is just to get to the search bar. I see a lot of DJs going up here to click and clearing out stuff, all you do is hit Command F and start typing, and it'll search for your song for you, and that's a lot faster. All right, the next little tip and shortcut that I used is in the settings on Serato. It's this first option up here at the top. It's called Playback Keys Use Shift. And a lot of DJs won't have this check, but I keep this box checked all the time. And what it lets you do, you put your caps lock on, and that makes it where your buttons 1 through 5 are your cue points. That's how it's always been in Serato. But let's say you're playing some country music and you want to rock some newer hip hop stuff. So what I do is I go to my hip hop crate, go to the new folder, and let's say you're at like 120 BPM. All you have to do is turn off this caps lock button and hit 1, 2, and it jumps straight to 120 BPM. And you can do that for any BPM. If you want to get to 99 BPM, you just hit 99 and it will go. That only works if you have that Playback Keys Use Shift selected in your settings. All right, so now I want to talk specifically to the wedding DJs here. I've been in nightclubs for a long time, and I just recently started doing a lot more weddings. So this is kind of how I made that switch, and I do my crates a little bit different for weddings. So when I scroll down here, I have an entire crate that's set up for weddings. And my sub crates, I have cocktail hour music, some dinner music, and then these dance crates. And then in the dance crates, I have even more sub crates of EDM, pop music, hip hop. So I can literally come in here, and this is all songs that work really well at weddings. Another thing I started doing recently with my crates is this decades crate. And what I did, I just got on Google and I searched for the top songs in the year 2000s, the top songs in the year 1990s, the top songs in the 70s. And I just make sure that all those hit records are in these crates for the decade. So if someone comes up to you and they're like, hey man, play some 90s music, you literally just go straight into here and all these songs are bangers from the 90s. Here's another tip for the wedding DJs. I'm sure y'all are familiar with Nick Spinelli and his beat source crates. That's one of the first resources I used when I started doing weddings, was to find out what some of this older classic music was to play at weddings. And you don't even need a beat source account to do this. Like, you don't have to pay money. If you just go to beatsource.com, you search wedding, go to these playlists, and it will literally tell you the top wedding songs. Like if I want oldies, I can click here. It will literally show you all the songs that are in here. And these are all bangers for weddings, for whether you're doing oldies. Literally just go through here, download the songs, and make your own crate. And you don't even need a beat source account. If you want some country bangers, you can click this country playlist and literally just download this music and make a crate off of beat source, and this will be good to go. Okay, now I want to show you all a little trick for when you're setting your cue points to make it go a lot faster. So generally I don't use this beat jump controls, but if I'm setting cue points, I'll turn it on. And then when you come back over here, it will let you jump a certain amount of beats. So typically when you download a song from a record pool like DJ City or any of the ones, they typically will have a 32 beat intro. If the file says intro edit or intro, it's gonna have a 32 beat intro for that song. So I always put a cue point at the very beginning on the downbeat, and then I use this beat jump to jump ahead 16 beats and then set my second cue point. And then you can even go another 16 beats, and this is where the song will actually start and set another cue point. So for every song, I like to have at least 2 cue points, one at the beginning and then one 16 beats before the song actually starts. Because a lot of times, you might get distracted and someone's talking to you and you're in the chorus and you're wanting to quick mix out of that. Well, if you have that second cue point with 16 beats, normally the chorus is 32 beats. You can literally hit that second cue point halfway through the chorus and it'll carry you into the next song perfectly. and I do that all the time. So it's very convenient to use the beat jump right here to go through your song 16 beats at a time. And you can literally see up here at the top, every time I hit this, it's going to a chorus or a breakdown. And you can set cue points a lot faster that way. Another thing I've been doing lately is if a bride for a wedding sends me a playlist on Spotify, I will go and actually make a crate and I will label it must play for that specific wedding. And then I just go through my whole library, and sometimes I have to download songs if I don't have the original file. But everything that's on that Spotify playlist, I will drag into this must play crate. And then for the wedding, once we get to dancing, I pretty much just live in this crate and mix everything that they're wanting. And that way, they're not mad that you didn't play music that they don't like, because they literally sent you the playlist and you just bring it into Serato. Another quick little tip to jump around your library a lot faster is if you use Command F to search for a song. Let's say you want a Drake song. So you're here, Command F, type in Drake, find your song, whatever you want, load that up, and then I hold Shift Command and I just go down, up real quick. And then I'm literally back in my library where I was at before I did the search. Hope that makes sense. But the Shift Command lets you jump your crates. So if you're holding Shift Command, you can use the arrow to go up and down through your crates. So if you're in hip hop and you want to jump to 80s real quick, just hold down Shift Command and go down to 80s, and it's super fast instead of sitting here with your mouse trying to click around. I'm telling you, these keyboard shortcuts are the game changer when you're quick mixing.